The video had 17 million views when I finally saw it. My sister Emma posted it 3 years ago. The thumbnail was me, crying in our bathroom, mascara running down my face like black rivers. The title, Caught My Sister's Biggest Secret. She's not who you think. I didn't know she was recording. That video destroyed everything I'd spent 22 years building. My job, my reputation, my future. All for content, all for likes. But she's watching me now, and I want her to see every single second of what comes next. Let me take you back to the beginning. Portland, Oregon, 2021. Emma and I shared a cramped 2-bedroom apartment in the Pearl District. She was 20, working part-time at a coffee shop, building her influencer career. I was finishing my master's in education, 3 weeks from landing my dream job teaching high school English. We weren't just sisters, we were best friends. At least I thought we were. Emma had been posting lifestyle content for 2 years. Morning routines, thrift hauls, day-in-the-life vlogs. She had maybe 30,000 followers. Decent, but not enough to quit her job, not enough to matter. She wanted more. I remember the exact moment everything changed. It was a Thursday night. I came home late from my thesis defense, exhausted but relieved. I passed. Dr. Morrison said my work was exceptional. I was officially done with grad school. Emma was in the living room, phone in hand, scrolling through comments. "How'd it go?" she asked, not looking up. "I passed." "Cool." That was it. No hug, no celebration, just cool. I should have noticed the distance growing between us, how she filmed everything now, how conversations felt like auditions, how she'd gotten quieter when I talked about my achievements. But I didn't see it. I was too busy being her sister. 3 days later, I got the call that would change everything. The school district HR director. Professional voice, uncomfortable pause. "Miss Parker, we need to discuss some concerning content that's come to our attention." My stomach dropped. "What content?" "A video posted by someone claiming to be your sister." I hung up and opened Instagram. Emma's account, new post, 8 hours ago. The thumbnail made me physically sick. Me, vulnerable, broken, in our bathroom. I clicked play. Emma's voice, sweet and concerned. "Hey guys, so this is really hard for me to share, but I think it's important to be real with you all." Cut to me, sobbing on the bathroom floor. "My sister's been struggling," and voiceover, "and I found out she's been lying to everyone about who she really is." The video showed texts I'd sent her, private conversations about my anxiety, my imposter syndrome, my fear that I wasn't good enough to be a teacher, messages where I admitted I'd exaggerated some details on my resume. Nothing illegal, nothing terrible, just human doubts, private fears, things you tell your sister in confidence. Emma had turned them into a 17-minute expose. "I love my sister," she said to the camera, eyes glistening with practiced tears. "But I can't stay silent any longer. She needs help, and all of you deserve to know the truth about people who present themselves as perfect online." The irony was suffocating. The comments were worse. "Thank you for your bravery. This is what real sisterhood looks like. She's saving your sister's life and doesn't even realize it." 17 million views, 400,000 new followers for Emma, brand deals flooding her inbox. My phone wouldn't stop ringing. The school district rescinded my job offer. "We can't have someone with questionable integrity teaching our students," they said. My ex-boyfriend called me a fraud on Twitter. Within 48 hours, I went from promising educator to cautionary tale. Emma posted a follow-up video, dealing with family backlash after speaking my truth. She was wearing a new designer hoodie. I moved out that week, found a studio apartment in a neighborhood I couldn't afford, burned through my savings, applied to teaching jobs in other states. No one would hire me. The video always came up. Emma kept posting. Her channel exploded. 1 million followers, 2 million, podcast interviews, the sister who chose honesty over comfort. She never apologized. She never took the video down. She built an empire on my lowest moment, and I had to watch it happen. 2 years passed. I stopped teaching, started working at a bookstore, minimum wage, no benefits. Every day felt like walking through fog. But something shifted. Late nights in that bookstore, I started writing. Not for anyone, just for me. Stories about betrayal, family, the performance of authenticity. I posted them anonymously on Medium. Nothing special, just honest. One essay went viral. The sister who sold my secrets. I didn't use names, didn't share details, just told the emotional truth. 2 million reads in a week. A literary agent reached out. 6 months later, I had a book deal. The Curator of Truth, a memoir. It wasn't revenge. It was survival. It was reclaiming my voice. But Emma saw it differently. The day my book announcement hit the news, she called me for the first time in 2 years. "You can't publish this." Her voice wasn't sweet anymore. It was panic. "Why not?" I asked. "Because it's about me, because you're trying to ruin my career. I never mention you by name. Everyone will know." "Good," I said. "Then they'll know the truth." She hung up. Then she posted another video. My sister is writing lies about me for money. But something had changed. Her comment section turned against her. "Wait, so you exposed your sister first? This feels manipulative. Girl, you built your whole brand on her pain." Her followers started connecting dots. The timeline didn't lie. She'd exploited me first. Brands started dropping her. Podcast interviews got canceled. The algorithm that made her famous now exposed her hypocrisy. My book launched last month, #1 on the New York Times bestseller list for 3 weeks. I got my teaching license reinstated. A private school in Seattle offered me a position, department head, creative writing. I said yes. Emma lost half her followers. The brand deals dried up. Last I heard, she moved back in with our parents. She watches my Instagram stories now. I can see her account in my viewers list, every single one. I don't post much, just my classroom, my students' work, the view from my new apartment. Normal life, real life. But I know she's watching. I know she sees me winning, not because I destroyed her, but because I rebuilt myself from the pieces she broke. There's a difference between exposure and honesty, between performance and truth. Emma never learned it. She turned my pain into content. I turned my pain into purpose. Last week, she sent me a text. "I'm sorry." 2 words, 2 years too late. I haven't responded. Maybe I will someday. Maybe I won't. But here's what I know now. The people who use your lowest moments for their highest gains will always be watching when you rise without them. Let them watch. Your success is the only response they'll understand. The trail doesn't define you. What you build from the ruins does. Let them watch you win. It's the most powerful silence you'll ever speak. If this story resonated with you, you're not alone. Thousands of you have survived betrayal, been exploited by people you trusted, had your pain turned into someone else's gain. Drop a comment and tell me, have you ever been betrayed by someone close to you? Did you rebuild yourself from the pieces they broke? Are they watching you win now? Your story matters. Your comeback matters. Share this video with someone who needs to hear that their betrayal doesn't define them. Subscribe if you want more stories about real people overcoming impossible odds and reclaiming their power. Because here's the truth. The best revenge isn't destroying them. It's becoming everything they said you'd never be. Let them watch.